Make sure you guys are sticking around to the end of the video if you want to find out if you won last week's giveaway or if you want to find out how you can enter this week's giveaway. Alright guys, let's jump into this week's Wednesday pull list. What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Wednesday pull list, which is your hype video for New Comic Day. I am here to get you pumped and excited to get out to your local LCS tomorrow to pick up those sweet brand new comic books with those amazing stories that we can read and really enjoy. And I'm going to tell you about all the best comics, in my opinion, that you guys should be picking up this week, which is June 7th of 2023. Can you guys believe we're already in the month of June? That is absolutely insane. My kids are this close to being on summer vacation, which is both great because I don't have to do homework with them anymore, but also a little frightening because they're gonna be around a whole lot more being like, Dad, what do I do? But it's okay because I love my kids. They're just a pain in the butt sometimes. But guys, we're here to talk about the brand new comics and everything going on this week. I gotta make this video as quick as possible because it's already 11 o'clock my time and I have to record and edit this by 3 o'clock today. So let's get moving. All right, guys, let's go ahead and check out my pull list. Now, as you guys can see, that is a hefty pull list, especially compared to last week. But guys, you can't see what's on there. Let me go ahead and throw it up on screen. Guys, there are 22 books on my pull list this week. I had so many books to read over the weekend because I was behind on a couple. But guys, 22 books on my pull list. There are 3 new #1s, and there are 2 books that I did not get caught up on. I just didn't have enough time to read those 2 books, and they are marked right there. Alright guys, so those 2 books won't make it on the top 5 must-have pickups, but guys, let's go ahead and move right over to the chopping block. Now sadly, there is one book on the chopping block this week. I'm not officially chopping it just yet because I have pre-ordered 2 more issues, but I'm talking about the book Fantastic Four. Issue number 8 comes out this week. This is from writer Ryan North, and the first 3 issues were absolute bangers. I was so into this story because I'm not a big Fantastic Four fan, and Ryan North really drew me in with these really character-focused stories, but it seemed to have really lost its footing in issue 4, in issue 5, 6 was a little better, and then 7 was like this really long, drawn-out story because it was like a legacy issue number 700, so obviously that's a big milestone, but the story was like, you know, really stretched thin, and it was like so long, it was a slog to get through. So this book I am going to consider chopping from my pull list, but I am picking up the next 2 issues, but I am not going to pre-order it. If I like the next 2 issues, I will pick it up and then put it back on my pre-orders, but right now this book is kind of tentatively chopped. Alright guys, let's go ahead and move over to my next section, my cover lover picks. With 22 books on my pull list this week, I was expecting this week to have a ton of cover lover picks, but there's only 1 book. That's right guys, 1 book that has 4 different covers that I'm absolutely in love with. And can you guess what that book is? I'm sure some of you can, but if you can't, it is The Flash issue number 800, which is obviously a giant milestone issue. And let's go ahead and dive into these covers. And the first one up is the cover F done by Otto Schmidt. Ever since he did DC vs. Vampires, I have become a big fan of Otto Schmidt, and I think this cover is fantastic. And the cover after that is obviously going to be the cover C done by Jeff DeCall. Come on, it's Jeff DeCall. It's the Flash running next to a cheetah. How cool is that? But there's another one that's even better. It's the cover D done by Simon DeMeo. This is a fantastic cover. You got raindrops coming down and you get the reflection of the Flash, but the Flash is already way past that. Such a cool concept. I love this cover so much, and Simon DeMeo is such a great artist. But the cover that I think is probably the best of the bunch is the cover H done by Francis Manapul. This cover is gorgeous. It is gorgeous, and I cannot wait to pick up all 4 of these covers. I'm pretty sure I pre-ordered them all, but if I miss one, I will be picking that up on mycomicshop.com because that's where I pre-order my books. But guys, those are my 4 cover lover picks. If there's a cover that you are really excited about, guys, let me know down in the comments below. But let's go ahead and move over to the next section, which is the new #1 that you guys just have to be excited about. This was a cool week for new #1s because I have 1 DC comic, one Marvel comic, and one indie comic, all with new #1s coming out this week on my pull list. But the book that I want to tell you guys about is the independent book, and that is In Hell We Fight, issue #1. Now, this is coming from writer John Layman and art by Jock? I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. It kind of looks like Jock to me, but he's not the Jock that you're thinking of, J-O-C-K, that's in all of the Amazing Batman covers. No, I believe this is an Argentinian artist, and he's rising the ranks of stardom in the comic business. But guys, let me go ahead and read the synopsis for this book, because I think this sounds really fun and really cool. Life in hell isn't easy. Demons try to torture you for all eternity. Monsters want to eat you. There's a stunning lack of reliable indoor plumbing, and it's almost impossible to get ice cream. At least until today, when 3 condemned teens and their annoying tag-along demon frenemy embark on a daring scheme to hijack a Demon's Lord delivery truck. What happens next will take them on an epic journey across the underworld, an infernal incursion of non-stop excitement, danger, and adventure. That just sounds really fun to me, but I gotta ask myself, what did these 3 teens do to end up in hell? I don't know. But let me read the last little bit of the synopsis for you guys. Presenting a devilishly fun new series from multiple Eisner-winning writer, letterer John Layman, who wrote Chew and Suicide Squad, Kill Arkham Asylum, and Argentinian superstar artist Jock. Guys, I'm just super excited for this book. I cannot wait to read it. Guys, after hearing that synopsis, are you guys going to give this book a try, or is this book still not going to be on your pull list? All right, guys, let's go ahead and move over to the next section, which is my almost top 5. Now, as you guys know, the almost top 5 are the books that could have made the top 5 list. They just didn't have that little extra to get there to the top 5 list. But these books are really good, and you should consider picking these books up. But guys, the first book up is Adventures of Superman, John Kent, issue #4. If you guys can follow this channel, you guys know I'm a big Tom Taylor fan, but I was not a fan of his Superman John Kent series. I thought it was pretty garbage. But guys, this series right here is actually pretty fun. It's only a 6-issue mini as well, and it puts John Kent in the world of injustice. And Tom Taylor wrote Injustice, and that's just really cool. And after that, we have Nocterra, issue #15, written by Scott Snyder and Tony S. Daniel. This is getting towards the conclusion of the story, I believe. There's some really big things happening, but it's a post-apocalyptic world. I've talked about this book so much. Just pick it up and read it already. And after that, we have Blood Tree, issue #5. Now, this is coming from writer Peter J. Tasami and art by Maxim Simic. Guys, this is an awesome murder mystery story. No superheroes, no craziness going on besides this crazy guy who thinks it's his job to murder any person who's done like really bad, horrible things, like murdered people, but he also murders their family. But he does some like crazy things where he makes angel wings and sews them to the victims, but they're still alive when he sews the wings to them, and then he makes them commit suicide. It's absolutely crazy. And in issue #4, there's this gigantic twist. Great story, guys. Peter J. Tasami is telling an awesome murder mystery story. It's so good. Make sure you guys are picking up Blood Tree. And the last book on the almost top 5 is The Ambassadors, issue #6. This is the final issue of the Ambassadors story. It's a 6-issue mini. Guys, this book is so good. It's from Mark Miller and art by Matteo Scalera. There has been a new artist on every single book, but this series has just been fantastic. Make sure you guys go back and pick up the whole thing, or maybe you guys want to wait until it comes out in trade. But this story really brief synopsis. A woman has the ability to grant people superpowers, and she's picking one person from each country, so each issue has focus on that character. But in issue #4 and 5, we really start to ramp up the bad guy side of things, which is her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, and he wants revenge on them, and he has the ability to also give people superpowers, but he's also giving bad people superpowers, and they're wreaking havoc, and some crazy things happen in issue #5. So freaking good. All right, guys, that is the almost top 5. Let's go ahead and move over to the top 5 must-have pickups for this week's new comic book day, which is June 7th of 2023. And the first book on this top 5 list in the #5 spot is Peacemaker Tries Hard, issue #2. Now guys, if you guys are new to this channel and this series, I have not read issue #2. I just read issue #1 yesterday, but guys, this book is so good. Now this is coming from writer Kyle Starks and art by Steve Puh. This is a great comic. If you guys watched the Peacemaker TV series or saw him on the Suicide Squad movie with John Cena, It is basically that, but in comic book form. It is so funny. I laughed out loud multiple times. It's ridiculous. It is just a great comic book. It's a Black Label book, so it's not within the continuity of the DC universe, so they can do some really outlandish, really funny things. Be checking this book out. It is really good. The artwork is great. There's been some great covers for this book. I really love the Dan hit for issue number 1. I also love the 1 in 25 done by Ben Oliver. Ben Oliver is growing on my favorite artist list. He's such a great cover artist. But guys, that is my number 5 book. Let's go ahead and move over to my number 4. Alright guys, in the number 4 spot is a DC book, and we're talking about Shazam issue number 2. Now, this is coming from writer Mark Waid and art by Dan Mora. Listen to that again. Writer Mark Waid and art by Dan Mora. They are crushing everything they're doing at DC Comics right now. They did Batman Superman's World's Finest, and that story got better and better with every single issue. There were a couple lulls, but overall the story over there was fantastic. Now, I like the character of Shazam, Billy Batson. There's a lot there to like, but every single series that's come out as of late, I haven't really liked it. But this series started off really well. You got a nice intro to Billy Batson again. They're lifting him up, but at the very end, there is this twist, and he all of a sudden becomes evil. But you know why? And it's a great twist. I really like it, and I cannot wait to see where this story is going to go. And guys, Dan Mora. Let me say that again. Dan Mora on art. So every single page is just gorgeous to look at. Really fun book. Some okay covers overall in issue 1 and issue 2, but guys, this book is really fun. Make sure you're picking up Shazam. I don't know if this is an ongoing or a 6-issue mini, but guys, I'll let you guys know right here what it is. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move over to my number 3 book. It's been a while since we've had an Elseworld tale on this list, but guys, it is back. It's been on hiatus for a while. And guys, tell me what book it is. You guys know what it is. It is Dark Knights of Steel issue number 11. 1 and 1. So that's 11. But guys, this book is so much fun. So much fun. I love Elseworld tales. I love when you take the DC or Marvel universe and you just flip it on its head. You tell these crazy, insane stories with characters that we know and love. We put them in situations that they've never been in before. And this one puts all of the DC universe in the medieval knights world. It is so good. All of our favorite characters are showing up and they're doing really cool things. A lot of them are dying, but there's some really great things going on. I love the twist with Bruce Wayne, and I'm not going to ruin it for you guys, but it's so good. There's so much action. There's so much pressure in every single issue because there's so much on the line. And again, I should probably tell you who this is written and drawn by. This is written by Tom Taylor. He does the best Elseworld stories out there, and art by Yasmin Pruti. I want to say that's how it's pronounced. I'm probably totally butchering your name, and I apologize. But guys, this has been a great ride. Just like DC vs. Vampires, just like Deceased, just like whatever the Marvel story that Tom Taylor did over there. They're really fun, and you guys should be checking them out. And the interior art by Yasmin Pruti is fantastic. It is gorgeous. Love it. All right, guys, that is the number 3 book. Let's go ahead and move over to the number 2. We just had 3 DC books in a row. Let's go ahead and add an indie to the list in the number 2 spot. And we're talking about Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, issue number 6. Now, this is coming from writer Jason Aaron and art by Leila Del Duca and Alexandra Tefenkiji. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but Leila and Alexandre. I'm gonna go ahead and stop. I don't have time to re-record this a bunch of different times, but guys, this book by Jason Aaron is freaking fantastic. It is post-apocalyptic, done in a way that is both the same, like as a lot of the other stories, but different. So different because there's a love story built in there, and it's grounded and it's great, and you can like feel like this is actually what would happen if the world kind of ended and these two people met each other. And it's so great. It is bananas bonkers. There's like this Boy Scout group, but they're like survivors, and they're absolutely insane and crazy. And one of our main characters actually escaped that group and ran into this other kid who's been like trapped in this tower by himself. His parents died a while ago. He's been alone, but he's super duper smart. He's this great adventurer, has never been outside of his tower. And this girl meets him, and they go out into the world, and he's like struggling to keep up, and she doesn't want to like help him, but then she ends up helping him, and of course they fall in love. And that's all I'm going to tell you about this book, but it is so good. The artwork in it is really good. There's been some banger covers. banger cover. So freaking good. You guys have to be checking this book out. Jason Aaron at his best, I want to say. This is like him when he was like doing like Lady Thor. So good. So good. Every single issue, you're just like, oh, I love it. And that's how I feel about this book. It is so good. All right, guys, that is my number 2 book. Let's go ahead and move over to the number 1 book that I think you guys should be picking up this week because the story is so good. All right, guys, the book that's in the number 1 spot has been a book that's been on this list over and over again. This is volume 4 of this story, and it continues to get better with every single issue. This writer, in my opinion, is one of the best out there right now. He has so many different stories, and they're all really good. I'm enjoying every single one of them. Can you guess what this book is? I'm sure a lot of you can. It's not Ambassadors, but it is The Magic Order, volume 4, issue number 5, from writer Mark Miller and art by Dyke Ruan. Guys, this book is so good. It's so hard for me to think of a synopsis that can like drag you guys into this story, but basically it's about a family of sorcerers and their job is to keep the order of magic. But obviously there's other people who don't like how they're handling things. And then in volume 4, these people rise up, they try to tear them down, they kill a lot of people, and the 2 main characters are thrown off into this other world, and they're basically helpless. And in issue number 4, something terrible happened to one of the characters. And the one character left, it's all on her. If she cannot do what she needs to do, the Magic Order is over. So I cannot wait to see the battle that's gonna come out in issue number 5. It's gonna be so good. Every single volume of this has been bangers good. Again, I can't really tell you guys how good it is because it's been 4 volumes. I can't go like describe all of volume 1 and all of volume 2 and all of volume 3 to really get you caught up and really engaged. But if you guys like magic, like adult kind of magic, like the idea of Harry Potter but like on steroids, this is for you. People die all the time in these gruesome ways. There's like monsters and demons and all kinds of crazy things. People are backstabbing each other for power all the time. It is so good. I really hope that this book gets made into a live action series, even though there's no way they're going to be able to do this book justice, but maybe they could. Maybe, and it would be so good. But guys, The Magic Order is in the number 1 spot because it is that freaking good. I love this book. When I was done reading it, I was like, oh my god, I cannot wait to rant and yell at you guys about how good this book is, because it was. And the art by Dyke Ruan is some of the best. We had Oliver Copel in volume 1, which is definitely the best artwork on this series. And Dyke Ruan is probably my 2nd favorite artist to be on this book. But every artist has been great, but man, Dyke is doing such a great job. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. If I'm not, I'm a total asshole, and I apologize. But guys, this series is amazing. Pick it up. All right, guys, that was my top 5 list. Let's go ahead and find out who won last week's giveaway. All right, guys, we are at the end of the video, and if you guys are still watching right now, let me hear you say it. You guys are legends. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end of the video. Now, if you guys just watched that video and you enjoy comic book content, but you guys are not subscribed, what are you doing? Get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notifications, and smash that like button. All right, guys, with that business out of the way, now let's go ahead and pull the 3 books this week's winner is going to win, and the first book up is going to be Spider-Man issue number 1, the In Huckley exclusive variant. It's a gorgeous cover. It's an homage. Let's go ahead and find out what the next book is. This book, Vampirella Strikes, the Tiago da Silva variant. Very sexy book. Very sexy book. And the final book that you're going to win is this one right here, which I believe is Harley Quinn issue number 26, the Tiago da Silva Virgin, I believe that's what it is. If it's not, I'll put it down here right now because I didn't write it on the back of the cover. Normally I do. But guys, those are the 3 books this week's winner is going to win. Let's go ahead and cut closer to the wheel and find out who won these 3 books. All right, guys, we are cut nice and close. There were 769 views last week, so we're going to shuffle this 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, guys, let's go ahead and find out who won this week's books. Good luck, everyone. Let's go ahead and see. It's getting closer. It's getting closer. It is Larry Sanders! Congratulations, Larry! I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the wad and I'll let you know how you can get these books. Congratulations, Larry Sanders! Now all you need to do is go over to Instagram and slip into our DMs. Our handle is right here. Give us your address and I will get these books shipped out to you either by the end of this week or by the end of next week. But congratulations and thank you so much for leaving a comment on last week's video. Now, if you guys want to get entered into next week's giveaway, make sure you guys are following these 4 rules. Number 1, live in the United States of America. 2, be subscribed to the channel. 3, leave a comment down below in this video right here. And 4, leave the hashtag thank you616comics. Alright guys, that is it for me today. I gotta get to cracking on editing this video so I can get this video out to you today by 3 o'clock. Alright guys, have yourself a great week and I'll be back on Friday with my final order cutoff, speculation, and recommendations video. Alright guys, have a good week. I'll catch you then. Peace.